What up? This is Robert Ory.
Ory, three-pointer. Buries it!
You might know me as Big Shot Bob.
To Ory for three. Oh, unbelievable. This guy is off the charts.
What's going on, Big Shot Bob?
Robert Ory from downtown.
A lot of people didn't see this before we started rolling the show today. Talking to Rob, we're getting situated in the studio, and he gave me this LeBron flinch to try and get me. Did you see LeBron flinch at the lady in the front row?
No, I didn't see that.
Jesus. All right. Well, it's, by the way, welcome to the Big Shot Bob podcast.
I hope he started laughing after it.
No, it didn't seem like he was too entertained.
Oh.
So, obviously, the Lakers get eliminated last night, which I said to you in a text when you were like, man, they're going to get swept. After they won that game 2 stings a lot more.
Yes.
Because it's like now 2-2, it's a best of 3. And instead you're down 3-1. So that's just, man, that makes game 2 stick in your craw a little bit. Jamal Murray again with the dagger. Again.
You know, the crazy part is they was thinking about not playing that dude. And if he doesn't play, the way Jokic played, they get hammered in that game. Now, all the momentum is on the Lakers side. So they better be thankful that Jamal Murray, put his foot down and say, hey, I'm playing in that game. So,
but anyway, to my note of the bullshit that I brought up, there's video all over social media of some woman in the front row calling LeBron a crybaby. And she's on her feet doing the full crybaby routine as he runs by. He kind of circles down half court, comes back, and she's still doing it. And he gives her one of these. And
I got to look that up.
And she kind of like gets back in her seat real quick, and he just strolls right back out to the free throw line like no big deal. And it was kind of ugly. Like it's like, look it up real quick because it's just I don't know, man. Not a good look for me. It might be petty, it might be stupid and small, but I just thought it was kind of like, dude, what?
I didn't see it. It's funny. I didn't see it.
You're watching it now?
No, I'm trying to find it. I can't find it.
Dude, open Twitter. You'll find it in like 4 seconds. Do you have the here, I'll send you a link. Let me text you a link real quick so you can watch it. But you said before we even really got started that this next series is going to be an interesting one. You got Denver, you got Minnesota. Minnesota coming off the sweep.
Yeah, for me, I think, you look at Denver. Denver is I just saw he's scared.
Yeah, you see
it? He scared shit out of her. He laughed about it. He laughed about it. He smiled about it. But no, I think it's going to be interesting because Denver is vulnerable. If you look at them and you look at their bench is not good. They're good, but they're not good. Going to the finals good. And I look at Minnesota's bench, 6th man of the year, their bench is going to, come in and give them the added boost that they need. And I think that's going to be the biggest key in this series. And plus, Minnesota is a better defensive team than the Lakers. And that size and length that they're going to provide, Denver is vulnerable.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see what this matchup between Jokic and Rudy Gobert looks like, because that's the type of guy, at least defensively, that can give Jokic trouble. But then at the same time, Gobert can't stay on the floor. So that's going to be interesting in that series as well. But I do think you look at a hungry Timberwolves team led by Anthony Edwards, who ain't scared of nobody. They're really in this thinking that we're going to go all the way. We're going to go through everybody. We don't care if you are the defending champs. We respect you. But we're going to go through you. This ain't going to be like the Lakers series where you have components where, hey, they own some nights and then can't hold water the next night, because the Lakers had the lead in every single game this series. Every single one.
I think they led at halftime in 4 of the 5, if I'm not mistaken.
All 5.
Oh, did they leave it all 5?
Every single one.
5? Okay, so every game.
All 5.
And pissed the bed. Every single one. Every single one. Minnesota will not do that. They will not do that. I'm telling you. And Denver, for all of the times that they were down and they could creep back in, Minnesota won't allow that to happen. As young as they are and as inexperienced they are playoff-wise, they're not going to let that happen. They play better defense. And I also think the hunger from Anthony Edwards and his leadership won't allow them to do that. So I do think Denver needs to tighten up because this second round ain't going to be like the first round.
No.
I still think Denver is their experienced team. They're going if they get behind, they're going to creep back in it because they just have that
they'll
type
fight.
of crew.
Yeah,
I think they'll win the series.
You got Michael Porter Jr. Who you think Denver gonna win the series?
I think Denver's experience still leads for them to lends to them to win the series, but I don't think it's gonna be a gentleman's sweep. It ain't gonna be 4-1.
Oh no.
Yeah. I think at the end of the day, we sometimes put on experience a little too much, and think about it, Golden State Warriors when they first won their championship, they were inexperienced. They won it.
Right.
Rockets won it. Lakers with Shaq and all those Kobe won it. Went out to win 3-1. I think sometimes we look at the experience. Look at all the experienced teams. Half of them at home. Warriors, Suns. Lakers.
Oh.
So I don't buy into the experience. I buy into who's hot. Hot teams prove that. Look at Miami Heat. They got hot. Look at, old teams. It's about getting hot. And I think right now, if you look at the fact that they got Cat back and he's playing under control, he's knocking down threes. They're a hot team right now. So Denver, I think Minnesota wins this series just because they're a hot team, meaning Denver and Minnesota and Denver's they're gimpy. KCP ankle, Jokic ankle, Murray calf. They're a gimpy team, and so if this series starts really soon, Denver gonna be in trouble.
Barring now, obviously, when we start talking about attrition, obviously barring injuries and the lingering of injuries obviously can sway a series the other way. But if they're both healthy, I think experience does matter when it comes down to when your back is against the wall and fighting back. And I'm not saying that the Timberwolves don't have that fight in them, but they are still a very young team. And we've seen Denver dig themselves out of the hole numerous times, and to be able to fight back.
Forget though, Minnesota is led by an experienced guy in Conley.
That's true.
And that's the thing. When you got a point guard that has experience, he knows how to settle people down, and that's what we forget. Because think about Jamal Murray's experience. Think about the 2 games they hit those big shots. He didn't call a timeout because they didn't need to. They knew exactly what they was going to run, and that's what Conley does for Minnesota. You set them down. You think about the Lakers. Who's going to settle them down, point guard wise? It ain't going to be AR, and it ain't going to be D-Lo. So you got point guards who don't care about, hey, this is what we're running. This is what we're going to do. You got to be able to have the balls to take control of a team.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah. I just think at the end of the day, I could see this series going. I could see it going 7.
I could easily see it going 7.
But I do think at the end of the day, because of the championship experience that the Denver Nuggets have, I think that comes into play. Obviously, barring any other major injury, because obviously, regardless of your experience, if you're injured and you're gimpy, it's going to take away from a lot. It's going to allow the other team to take advantage. I.e., look at what Indiana has done to Milwaukee.
Yeah,
Milwaukee.
Yeah.
I mean, first Giannis, now Dame. So obviously, that changes everything. But if guys are relatively healthy, I think it goes 7. But I think that Denver experience gets them past. But Minnesota gonna fight though.
Yeah. And think about it, like with the Sixers with him not being 100 too. So injuries are a part of the sport.
We're gonna get to Embiid. We got plenty of.
Can I say this though? I won't say that because I think that disrespects the Celtics. I'll say this: the winner.
Do you really? You're a Laker fan. Do you ever want to respect the Celtics?
No. I don't. I don't want to respect the Celtics, but the Celtics they're a hell of a team.
They're too good, man.
I do think whoever wins this series, they're gonna. I think they could beat Boston. They're gonna beat Boston. I don't care who it is. If it's Denver, boom. If it's Minnesota, I think they could beat Boston.
This would be if Denver wins it again. This would be the first back-to-back champion in a long time, huh?
Yeah.
What was the last one? Lakers?
Golden State.
Oh, no, it was Golden State. You're right.
Yeah.
I don't know. It hadn't been that long.
Mm-hmm.
Less than 10 years, probably, right?
Yeah.
I just think if you're getting through this gauntlet called the West, not taking anything away from Boston, but
so this is basically what you're saying. This next series is a championship series. Whoever wins this series is the champion.
pretty much.
If they don't get injured.
I am not going to. I can't see a team winning this series not winning the title.
Hey, but let me just say this. I would really love to see an Ant-Man Tatum matchup, though. That would be so good for the league.
That would be really good.
Our Brown, whoever gonna guard Ant-Man, but it's gonna be, it'll be.
You guys are jumping ahead a little far here. We've skipped over the Western Conference Finals. We've gone straight to the NBA Finals.
We just disrespected,
OKC, the Knicks. Everybody can go drink out of a shoe. Screw you.
But here's the funny part: everybody got OKC going to the finals.
Sure, you could, but I think OKC is either going to lose to Minnesota or Denver.
Here's the thing, too. I think that OKC versus Zion-less New Orleans wasn't.
That's swept.
That wasn't. Yeah, that wasn't. That was like a play-in series for me.
Yeah,
that was barely a first-round series. I think their true test will come, obviously, next up.
Yeah,
it really is. It's going to come next for them.
They just it's a lot.
So. We do have a lot to get to across all of these different series. I don't know where to start. Can we go back to the Lakers real briefly? There's all this crap going around that.
For what?
I don't know. I think Carrie Champion started a wildfire yesterday by saying she's got somebody in the Lakers that she's friends with that says that was LeBron's last game as a Laker. And I don't know if that was clickbait. I know Carrie well enough to know she usually doesn't float that stuff for clickbait. She reports stuff that she feels is credible. I don't know how credible that is, though, that LeBron played his last game in L.A.
Well, through his press conference, he said, I'm not going to talk about that. So who knows, you know what I mean? But for me, I don't think LeBron has played his last game because I just feel like he doesn't want to keep jumping ship. If you jump ship right now, I know you want to win another championship to add to your legacy so you can solidify yourself as the greatest of all time. But what team are you going to jump to where you're going to say, hey, Denver is the only team, Minnesota, they're not going to want you. New York, maybe, but New York is going to be like, oh, we got, Randall. Where could he go, where he's going to make an impact at 40 years old that is going to make that team a championship caliber team?
Well, the way that he's playing is different if he was a regular 40-year-old. But we're not speaking in terms. Rarely do we speak in terms. We usually speak in terms of the rule and not the exception. But for LeBron, we're going to always be speaking in terms of the exception. And so in this standpoint, from the exception standpoint, I think he could go somewhere with the way he's playing right now. He could go somewhere and help somebody. He could go and help a team that's on the verge to help them get over the hump.
Yeah, that's true, but who?
Yeah, that's
the question. And who can afford him?
I mean, he could go to New York.
All right, you go to New York, that's going to take away from Julius Randle and Brunson. Every time you name, only team he could go to that I think he make a big impact is Miami, because Miami doesn't have a score that you can get, outside of Jimmy Butler. And Jimmy Butler is the type of person that he would take a back seat to a guy. Mm-hmm. Because think about it, everywhere LeBron has gone and he's won championship, there has been a superstar who's taken a back seat and let him flourish.
Right.
And at his, and also I feel like with LeBron playing in the Olympics, now that's going to be more stress on his body. Mm-hmm. And then when the season starts, he's not going to be available for the first 2 or 3 months. He's not going to be prime LeBron because you got to think about the journey and not the race. And so for me, I feel like if he goes somewhere else, he ain't going to be available to January, prime LeBron to January.
Well, I'll say this. When it comes to the Knicks, you start naming, I don't care about Julius Randle. And that's no disrespect. But I think Julius Randle may not be in a Knicks jersey next season.
Well, with the way he's played this year.
But just what they've done without him. He's been out for most of the season with the season-ending injury, and they've been a better team without him. And I think that makes you expendable when you're a guy like Julius Randle. So I expect them to trade him.
He's going to become the next Tobias Harris, where he makes all this money and they just, throw him over there. Throw him over there. Yeah.
I mean, he could go somewhere else and revive his career and be a third option.
He could.
But I don't see that being in New York. Not moving forward, I don't.
Okay. After the Suns got bounced, the Suns got questions, man.
They got a lot of questions.
Everything seems to be surrounding Frank Vogel. I don't know necessarily how fair that is, but you have three guys that kind of melted my brain when you look at their money. So Durant, we're going to look at their big three for now. Mm-hmm. Durant, Booker, and Beal are under contract for at least the next 2 seasons. Durant is owed $51 million and $54.7. Beal is owed $50, $53.6, and $57 on his option year. And Booker is due $49.7, $53.6, $57.6, and $61.6. Add in Nurkic at 18 and 19 for the next 2 seasons, and you're committed for the next 2 seasons to $170 million in payroll for 4 guys.
And you just paid Grayson Allen.
Yes.
Who you gave him a $70 million deal for the next 4 seasons, which is minor in compared to all that.
And I was just looking at the front 4 on the payroll roster.
Right.
And if you just look at those 4, you're at $170 for 4 dudes.
Here's my, I don't know what ownership was thinking about with that Bradley Beal trade, because you talking about that. Let's go into their picks. They don't have picks for the next 6 years.
Oh, at least
first or second.
They're dry for
and
a
so
while.
They are there. And with the new rule coming in, where you can't just send a player away for 5 or 6 players to match the money, it got to be one player. They're screwed. They can't do anything over there, man.
You're gonna have to run it back.
They're not going to have a choice.
You're going to have to really, hug somebody, do a reach around, whatever it is, to get somebody to come play them, man. Because what player, what impact player is going to go there that's going to help them get over that hump? Because they got the defense flat out sucks. They got no money. They got no size. It's like they're in trouble. Their best bet is get rid of all those. They got like 40 coaches over there. To save money, he cut that in half because apparently motherfuckers ain't doing no good.
I don't think the coaching comes out of the cap. I think that just comes from the own.
It doesn't. I said to save money.
But even still,
save money
even if you're starting to save a few dollars, right? So if you move Frank Vogel, if that's the move, we need a new voice.
Don't do it.
Right now, you're starting with all of these questions, a humongous payroll, and a brand new head coach who may have never worked with any of these guys before. Mm-hmm. Depending upon who you bring in.
What's the dude that used to coach Steve Nash there? That's their best bet. They should bring him back. Because when you talk about offensive minds and a team that's offensive like that team is, bring him back. Because he'd be perfect for them now.
Hell, I don't even know who the hell you're talking about.
What's it? He coached Steve Nash, coached the Lakers, and was with Steve Nash up in Brooklyn.
Oh, you're talking about Mike D'Antoni.
Oh,
Mike D'Antoni, yeah. D'Antoni.
Well, my thing is, if you're already not going to play defense, you might just want to run it up.
That's my point. That's what I'm saying.
If you're just trying to wind up the offense, then you bring in Mike D'Antoni because you don't have to have a defensive scheme.
That team, I knew what ownership was thinking when they brought back Bradley Beal in. It was a splash move. I got Book, I got Durant, and they wanted to create their own big three. And it was a splash move. Hey, out here in Phoenix, don't forget about us. Being the front of the NBA and being one of the teams that everybody looks forward to watching and everybody looks forward to seeing. Not realizing that, hey, when you start on paper, cool, it looks great, but when you put them on the floor, because the NBA is all about matchups, terrible.
Hey. But think about when they made that deal, everybody was like, oh, this is the team. And, I think we sat here and said, they got no bench. that's going to be the key. And then it's, we got Grayson. They got no bench.
And when it comes to attrition, one of them going to always be hurt.
Always.
Maybe two of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
so that to me is a funny thing.
It's a lot of questions.
But here's the thing that a lot of owners and GMs and fans, they get caught up in. They get caught up in the big three. And if you look at let's go down, I think the Golden State Warriors and the Cleveland Cavaliers are the only teams that really won with big threes of late. I know Boston did it, but they only won like one championship.
Or Miami did it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Miami.
Yeah, Miami.
But the key to big threes are one of those three has to be able to say, okay, you do your thing, meaning to one of those stars. Steph did it. Kevin, not Kevin, but Gary, what's the name about this? KG.
Kevin Garnett
did it.
Yeah.
Garnett did it. All these guys take a back seat. Even, Dwayne Wade did. They take back seats to those guys and allow them to flourish. I don't think the big three in Phoenix knows how to take a step back to allow someone to really flourish. I know Book is comparable to Steph, but Book doesn't know how to take a back seat.
Well, Book's also young, man.
Yeah.
You know what I
so
mean?
I think that's the biggest key when it comes to they have to fit.
Yeah.
They have to fit. And that big three to me doesn't fit.
Yeah, it's different with that three because none of them have had to be, in a sense, unselfish where they come from. All of them, even though D Wade and Bosh and all of them have been the man, they were the guys in their respect. LeBron,
but they kind of had to be.
But their basketball IQ, and this is not to knock Bradley Beal or Devin Booker and those guys, but the basketball IQ and the unselfishness amongst that big three in Miami is just light years ahead of what I think Durant, Book, and Bill decided to stay. He decided to stay in Washington to be the man because of the money. And I can't hate on him for taking the money, but
I ain't mad at him at all.
I'm not. But we saw he took the money and it still wasn't enough, and he still wanted to leave. Mm-hmm. And end up going somewhere thinking that his role was not going to change. Bro, your role going to change. You the third option.
Here's the funny part about the pressure of outside voices saying, oh, they're disrespecting him in Washington, he should go. Oh, they're disrespecting Dame in Portland, he should go. I'm like, yeah, if you go, that don't necessarily mean when you leave, you're going to go to greener pastures or you're going to win a championship. So, you know what? Yeah. So just,
Talking about he ain't never been swept. You had them words real quick. He ain't been in
playoffs.
No, he's been. He's been.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's been. He's been in the playoffs. Okay. So he was right when he said he ain't never been swept, but there's a first time for everything.
My friend, growing up, my friend Frank's mom used to tell us all the time when we were kids. We were young kids. She used to tell us all the time, the grass is always greener on the other side until you step in dog shit.
Exactly.
And I was like, yeah, no, it's a good lesson. It's a good lesson, Miss Mariotti. You're absolutely right.
It's crazy because Phoenix is in a weird situation where most teams who are stuck are kind of like stuck in limbo-ish type of thing.
They're a different kind of stuck.
They're stuck, but their guys, they actually have stars that they're stuck with. And if they actually, it's like you look at that squad and it's like, y'all should really be able to, y'all stuck, but y'all should really be able to contend. But because y'all don't necessarily fit together,
yeah,
it's weird. It's weird because they could come out next year all, guns a-blazing and jump out to a quick start. And then it looks like then everything that we're talking about right now is kind of null and void to a degree. But they're in a weird type of stuck, to be honest.
It's odd. Yeah, they got all kinds of issues. A team that I think that we all thought was going to be far more stuck than they ended up being was the Clippers. The way that they've put that group together and made that group work, whether it's through injury to one of the guys that isn't necessarily in the lineup sometimes, but L.A. and Dallas, that series turned out to be a lot more contentious than I thought it was going to be. I thought the Clippers were going to kind of kick the Mavs pretty good in the head and find a way to move on, but I got to give a lot of credit, not just to Luka, but to Kyrie Irving. Some of the shots he's made in that series have been circus shots.
Kyrie.
Oh, my God. The one the other night at the end of Game 4, to keep the Mavericks in it, where he's fallen off. He's got 3 guys coming down on him, and he found a way to get his hand just up and around enough on the way down to flip that ball in.
Yeah.
That was like a Jordan-esque level type of a shot. It was just like, how the hell did you do that?
Man, the crazy part is Luka always finds a way to win. But the Clippers look so much better without Kawhi. And that goes to show you big threes get in the way sometimes.
Yeah, well, Kawhi's been hurt. And agreed. I think that Paul George has flourished a little bit more without
Paul
Kawhi
George
on the
was
floor.
nice in that first half of that game. And I think the biggest key for me is how Harden plays.
Yeah.
When Harden plays well, let's give it to him. He's an unstoppable force.
Dude, it was the end of game
even though
4.
He can't,
those
get
last
to the hole and dunk on
6
people
points
like he used to.
Yeah.
But he's one of the greatest scorers to play in this game. And when he's on, he's on. And I think for me, when he gets that ISO with Luka, the Mavs are in trouble. So they got to find a way to keep Luka off him so he doesn't get it going.
Yeah, playoff Harden when you get him, man. Yeah, he's gonna drop 30 without even thinking about it. But that series is tied 2-2 after 4 games. So best of 3. We'll see what they got.
Yeah.
And then let's touch on it real quick because you mentioned it. I know Milwaukee's hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I think last week's show, we were all like, yeah, Indiana ain't got it. Like Tyrese Halliburton, he's not quite there yet. The Pacers, it's been a nice story, but I don't see how they're going to get, and they're up 3-1. And you, however much of that you can blame on the injuries to the Bucks, yeah, when you're playing without Giannis and you're playing without Dame Lillard, you get it. You should be up 3-1.
Yeah, you should be. And because you think about it, you got a champion over there that's really carrying. We talk about Halliburton, but it's Siakam over there who's carrying that team. And they're playing very well. And the way they play defense when they need to, they're able to come up and stop guys. And I think when you got a point guard who can control the show, like Halliburton, that's one thing that I said, he might be the most overrated. But I said it all depends on how you play in the playoffs. And I'm not going to take this round because you played against a team that's kind of
they're missing pieces.
Humble.
Yeah,
but next round, if you make it the next round, then I'm going to keep you to that standard. Or are you going to still be on that over? Or are you going to step up to the spotlight and take control and be this Olympian that you are?
Yeah. Do we still get to rain down on the Bucks for a first round exit, even though they're hurt?
No, you can't do that.
It's not as much fun as watching them go out in a first round exit with all their players.
But I do think, because people are going to find a way to rain down on anything.
Well, sure.
I think people do want to question Doc Rivers, and this is prior to injuries. I think I think he's going to be back next season because a lot of people are like, well, you didn't give him a full season to kind
He'll get a season.
Implement his system. But I think folk going to be keeping a real close eye on Doc Rivers.
Really close.
Really close eye. I really think, I was the one who also said that, that 08 ring is going to continue to get him coaching opportunity after coaching opportunity, but eventually that well runs dry.
But then he'd dip into the world of, I was coach of the year my first year in the league as a coach.
Look.
Why are you bringing up old shit? To quote Friday.
After you work with so many stars and it doesn't work, hey, dog. After you work with so many stars and you can't get over the hump to win another title, bro, you the problem.
Get fired on your day off, man.
Especially when the rookie coach, the head coach that they just fired, had a much better record than you do.
Yeah. It goes back to the grass ain't greener.
Yeah, until you step in shit, man. Let's talk briefly about the Knicks. Knicks are up 3-1. Game 5's tonight in New York. There's a lot of Embiid stuff this week because of what happened. The hell was it? Robinson? Who did he hit? He took down from the leg.
Yeah,
Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah, grabbed his leg. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What did you think of that play? I'm sure you've seen it. Did you feel like that was kind of a dirty move on his part?
I think it was a dirty move, and just for the sense of you think about him, if that was someone grabbing his leg, and the way he's had knee injuries and knee problems and lower body, he'd have went bananas. And so for me, Okay, roll out of the way or do something to protect yourself. Don't grab the dude's leg because now you cause an injury to him, and he could also fall on you, and not keep his balance, because a lot of guys can keep their balance and not hurt the player. I don't know if they're mindful of that. And so for me, I just think it was a real dirty play to me, because that's happened to me before, and I ended up punching the guy in the face. And so I know how that can be.
Who did it to you?
That happened in college.
Okay.
Playing Kentucky. He grabbed my leg, and I reached down and punched him right in the face.
Oh, how you do, sir?
Yeah.
Welcome to the party.
Martinez was his name.
Okay.
In Kentucky, at Kentucky.
Martinez got himself an Alabama two-piece, man. Take that, Martinez. Do you think that Embiid is a dirty player?
No.
Looking beyond just that one play. Because there's been a lot of, this is the opportunity, of course, that everybody takes to put out the best of Joel Embiid shitty plays. All the dirty plays. All the stepping on people and shouldering people in the lane and punching people out of the way and dirty blocks and all that stuff. And I don't know how much that's fair.
It's not fair, because if you watch Joel Embiid, I think this season he watched Jokic and he started playing like Jokic, like pushing people, hitting people. And that's just basketball. It's physical basketball. And a lot of people aren't used to that. Now, you can go take the same things Joel has been doing and run them back 10 years. It's a commonplace in the NBA.
Yeah, so that's true.
I don't find it there. I just see him using his physicality to the best of his ability.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just wanted to get your take on it. But it looks like the Sixers are, barring some kind of miraculous 3-1 comeback, it looks like New York's going to advance. And then the Heat actually got into Boston, stole a game, and then the Boston came back and righted that ship quite quickly. Beat them by 25 or some shit last night, and they put it on them. So they're out 3-1. And then the Cavs and the Magic.
That's the one I ain't watched.
It's been the series of who could care less, but it looks like both teams are just getting home wins. Cavs won the first two at home. They went back to Orlando. Magic won the next two big in Orlando. So,
I don't know which team is like if I'm a team and man, why are we on NBA TV? I love NBA TV, but I want to be on Prime. I'll be on TNT. OKC. You think about it, this is probably the first time you've ever had a number one team, OKC, not in prime time, because you got all these superstars, from KD to LeBron to AD to Kawhi to Lukic, that forces your potential, MVP to NBA TV and not TNT or ABC.
And you're playing a New Orleans team without their biggest star. So, Of course, you're not going to get the prime matchup.
Yeah.
Of course. And they showed it, too, because they swept New Orleans out. So, that's not a gripping matchup for prime TV. But Clippers-Mavericks series has been good. A lot of these series have been real good.
Very good. My favorite has been the Clippers and Mavs. And
that's been a hard-fought one.
Yeah.
Those games, I watched almost the entire second half of Game 4 over the weekend, and that was back and forth and back. And just when you thought the Mavs were out of it, they clawed back in. They took the lead.
They came back from 31.
Again. Yeah, they were. It was a slugfest. It was back and forth the whole way. So those games have been great. But it's been good so far. I mean, I don't think any of these series have been anything too far outside of what we thought was going to happen. I wish the Bucks were healthy.
I wish
see what they were
healthy.
worth. Yeah. I wish you would have gotten Embiid at full strength. Yeah, and just see what those series turn out to be. But you still got guys like Brunson playing out of his damn mind. So
you're killing it.
It's been fun. And Ant-Man, we'll see what he's got, man, going up against Denver.
Oh, quick question. Back to the Lakers real quick, Rob.
Yeah.
Is Darvin Ham gone?
I feel like he is.
Yeah.
I really feel like he is, and because everybody's calling for his head, and I'm like, dude's been here 2 years, took you to the Western Conference Finals last year, got you this year with a good. Think about it, their record is pretty damn good, but it's like the Lakers fan base want perfection, and they feel like this is not a perfection team when you had so many guys injured and not available. So, and it's not fair.
Yeah.
So, but I think he is.
But I think it's as fair as it may not be, and this is just for any person who takes on the Laker job, but especially now, you have so much more on you now as a Laker head coach because of what LeBron is in his career. because he's way on the back end. He only has maybe a few more years that he wants to play. You could have gotten to the Western Conference Finals back-to-back years, and they probably still would have fired you for the simple fact that just LeBron, you only have a couple of more years left, and the faith that a lot of the LA brass has in coaches is that patience is very thin.
Here's my thing: this is the hardest thing to do as a coach. When you step into a situation and you have to coach an aging superstar.
Yeah.
Because you're not allowed to practice because you can't put the wear and tear on their bodies. So there's a lot of stuff you can't implement into practice. And so therefore, a lot of guys who don't spend but 1 year in college, so basically basketball IQ is not as good as it should be, they can't take and learn things off the fly because they don't know how to play the game. They don't know the fundamentals of the game. So it's hard. And to me, you look at a lot, not just the Lakers, but a lot of teams who have aging superstars, you have this influx of young guys. It's hard. That's why you look at OKC. They're young guys. So they're going to practice. They're still learning the game, and they're learning how to play together so they can do a lot of things. Even Denver seems old, but they're a young team. Mm-hmm. So they can practice. They can implement all these things. And that's where you look at the difference in a lot of these teams. Old teams, they don't practice. So when it comes down to situational situations, they're in trouble.
Yeah.
Anything else playoff related you want to hit before we move on to shitting on the Falcons?
Oh, boy.
And we don't have to. I mean, we don't have to. I just thought.
We'll talk about
what happened. What happened with the Falcons? What happened?
So the Falcons in the offseason signed.
I thought the pick was a pretty good pick, man.
Oh, come on, dude. This isn't an Atlanta thing either. This is a national story. You go off, you spend $100 million to sign Kirk Cousins to a 4-year deal. And you figure you sign the elder statesman type of a quarterback to go get him some pieces to try and win. That's the idea. And then with your number 8 pick, you take Michael Penix Jr., who effectively should be walking into any situation as a potential first-year starter. And do what with him? Sit him behind Cousins to do what? To do the Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love thing?
Isn't Kirk Cousins coming off a major injury?
Achilles.
Was.
Coming off Achilles.
Is he coming off the Achilles?
So what if he comes back and Achilles is hampering his ability to play? Now you saying
you have a substantial backup. I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
So that's my whole point.
You got no one to throw to, and you got no defense. But hey, look at you.
No. Let me go ahead and just clear all this up. Let me just go ahead and take this whole thing through this ultimate car wash. You do not, because you knew about his injury already. Everybody did. Mm-hmm. There is no position, I don't care, quarterback, receiver, running back, defensive end, linebacker, safety, whatever, that you draft in the top 10 of the first round that is not going to be on the field that same year. I'm sorry. You don't do that. I love Michael Penix Jr. I love him so much to where I felt as though, like you said, he should be going somewhere who does not have a quarterback.
Potential first-year starter.
He'll be 24. He'll be an older rookie, more mature, and plug him in there. But what you do not do is spend $100+ million on Kirk Cousins for presumably, 3 seasons, especially if he plays well, which you're hoping. Then turn around and say, you know what, the number 8 pick? I think I'm going to take Michael Penix Jr., who won't see the field for at least 2 seasons. So by the time he sees
know that though.
What do you mean I don't know that?
If Cousins is healthy.
Kirk Cousins he's hurt every year. So
that's
you don't
fine.
know that.
But that puts you in cap hell because you just spent $100 million. 100+.
Yeah, but you can always slice him. It's like the NBA.
You can't cut him until he doesn't have any non-guaranteed money until the 3rd year on his contract. Mm-hmm. The first 2 years, you know how much you owe him? $45 million per each those 2 years.
$45 million per each those 2 years. 45 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 million per each those 2 years. 45
So guess
But
what?
Let's say, who did y'all want to draft at that position?
They need an edge rusher. They need a pass rusher.
They need defensive help.
They need a Dallas Turner from Bama.
Yeah, they needed some defensive help. And here's my thing, and I've heard other people say this, so this isn't a hot take or anything. If you were going to draft Michael Penix Jr., don't sign Kirk Cousins.
Perfectly fine with that.
Take all that money and put it somewhere else.
Put it in the defense.
Yeah, because if you're going to go get a guy that you want that you think could be the future of the franchise, you don't sign Cousins. It's that simple.
I think a lot of times
It makes no sense.
You think about when you think about Atlanta, you think about prime time. You think about Michael Vick. You think about all the great quarterbacks have played in that uniform. I think they was like, okay, let's keep this lure of a good quarterback to keep our fans happy and sign Kirk Cousins. But I'm like, really, Kirk Cousins? Has he been to the promised land ever?
No. This felt like panic moves all over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This was like, oh, crap. Desmond Ridder was horrible last year. Quick, sign a quarterback, draft a quarterback.
I have no problem. With you signing Kirk Cousins.
Then don't draft Michael Penix Jr.
Because he is a good quarterback. Like you're wanting to get the best out of the talent around you. Mm-hmm. And I think Kirk Cousins, barring his health and what he looks like, can get a lot out of the talent that you have. A lot of the receivers, the running back, all of those guys are young but supremely talented in their own rookie deals, which is what allowed you to spend this kind of money. He's the kind of guy that can get that talent out of them. But you then don't go draft quarterback at 8.
Well, I think they probably try to depend on free agency to get some more mature defensive players
that
drafted be available.
They drafted defensive ends and everything out of college and things of that nature. That's cool. But I would have rather you much go the rookie quarterback route and then spend that money on your defense, if that's the case.
It was worth bringing up because it's been like the debate after the draft.
So basically, you could took that 40, split it into 20, and got 2 hell of a defensive players.
I could have took the 100 and
cut that up.
Went to town on the defense, boy. I could have went to go get 2 defensive ends, boy.
Man, maybe a free safety. Yeah,
man, I could have gotten 3 D linemen.
Edge rusher. Yeah.
That's just me though.
It's just it's fun to look at sports decisions and just try to figure out.
So basically, the Falcons are going to be the Pigeons this year.
No, I think they'll still be good.
I think they'll be okay.
I think their offense will be.
They've got good offense. I mean, Drake London's a good receiver. Bijan Robinson's a good running back. So you've got pieces.
I think they could be a top 10 offense.
I don't know how well you can protect those guys with that line you got, but we'll see. It's a lot to see. But anyway. I did need your help with something though, Rob. Speaking of the NFL draft, you are from the dirty. You're from the South here. All right. Xavier Leggette plays for
Carolina,
South Carolina.
They got drafted
by the Carolina Panthers, the 32nd overall pick in the first round.
I know what you're about to do with this.
I need a dirty South translator on this one. All right. So they asked him how he's feeling. Top of the presser. Mr. Leggette?
So you woke up a Carolina Panther this morning. Did you have to pinch yourself a little bit?
Oh, no, man. I woke up ready, man. I got a call right after I got drafted. They was coming to pick me up at 9:30 in the morning. I told them I'm going to be ready.
What was that feeling like when you got the call?
Overly excited my whole time, and I really trying to hold my tears in for real, man. I told my folks I wasn't going to crack. I was trying to be a tough guy. But, man, I was really overly excited.
Fucking what?
I understood every word he said.
You fuck both of you. No way.
Yes, I did.
No way.
Yeah, I did.
No way.
I understood everything.
That was Boomhauer from King of the Hill, bro.
They said they're going to come get him in the morning and he would be ready. He was so excited that he was going to cry. But he said, I can't be cry. I'm be a tough guy, but I end up crying anyway.
Yeah.
So
that's not that hard to.
It ran. I love the go get you. It just turned into something.
Oh no, man! I woke up ready, man. I got a call right after
he ready to go.
They was coming to pick me up at 9:30 in the morning. I told them I'm gonna be ready.
Drafted. Okay, he told his mom, "I'll be ready, man."
Be ready.
He excited. He ready to get out there.
Wow. Okay, all right, good job. Well, I looked. I asked for translation. I got it. So start mumbling through the rest of these damn shows.
Look, he from backwood. He from the sticks of South Carolina. But I understood everything.
From the dirty. Yeah.
Which is funny, though, because I watched this whole press conference. The rest of the press conference, I had no problem with. It's just that open, man, lost me hard.
He was excited, man. He was excited.
I guess so. He was overly excited.
Oh,
And
you
so he
forgot
had to
one.
realize.
I'm surprised you didn't find this one, Rob. Keon Coleman, they got drafted by the Bills.
Okay, let's look for him right now.
His part of his presser. He is from Opelika, Louisiana. He's from Southern Louisiana, and his presser went viral.
Keon, what now?
Keon Coleman. He was drafted in the second round by the Bills, wide receiver out of Florida State.
And his press conference went viral?
Yeah, part of his presser
Oh,
went viral.
him with. Hey, can I get some of them snacks over there?
Yeah. But that wasn't even the big part. He was talking about how the reporter was asking where you get his jacket from. He was like, man, you didn't know I spent, a couple of years playing up in Michigan before I transferred? He said, guess where I got my jacket from? He said,
Nah, man, you forgot I went to school in Michigan for 2 years? You did. Guess where I got this from, though? That's what I'm saying. You got to guess. You're going to be wrong, though, but guess. Nah. Macy's. What you mean? they be on sale on the.
They be on sale.
all the colors.
If it's one thing my mama taught me.
$79.89. Nice little deal. You get the trench coat for like $100. Nice little. I'll take you there personally. I might go get some more colors. I need a blue one and another red one.
hold on, let him keep going.
See, I ain't know nothing about Thanksgiving. I shop like my mom. I get my coats in the summertime.
Yep.
Oh, damn.
A season or two before, just in case, and they be cheaper. 'Cause you go at Thanksgiving, everybody in Thanksgiving.
Makes
you know what I'm
sense.
saying? Who we starting with? We go. Oh, my bad. Hold up. Y'all can hear me? This on?
Y'all can hit me? This thing's on?
He didn't even know the press conference started. Oh, that is friggin' brilliant.
Look.
Dude, that's much better than Xavier Leggette for me.
You had to see it, man, when he said, these snacks?
So
These
when
for
he
me?
came in the interview before he sat down, he was like, where y'all get all these snacks from? He was like, man, I don't know, but them cookies surely looking good.
You guys kill me with this shit, man.
Oh, man, that took over the internet. That took over social media.
You have to just appreciate the honesty and the
Y'all have a great day.
him just being pure like that, man. Humble beginnings and don't forget where you come from. And I guarantee he won't forget.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hysterical. What? No, I gotta find. Yeah, it's all the stuff that's popping up now is on freaking TikTok.
Yeah, you got to get the beginning before he sat down.
Yeah. Oh man, I'll go find it later.
It was
it may come up on next week's show.
Forget the fact that he could have been a first round pick. He was a hell of a receiver at Florida State, 6'4", big body.
It was a big piece for him. Yeah.
He went to a really good place in Buffalo with Josh Allen as his quarterback because they ain't got no receivers there. So
they got nothing.
He's really the fact that he said, I shop like my mama. I got to shop a couple of. That is true.
It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect.
You want cheaper winter stuff?
Yeah.
Buy it in the summer.
That's when we buy our Christmas shit. We buy Christmas shit in the summer because it's always on sale.
And guess what? I looked at it on Twitter in the comments. I guess a reporter had went to Macy's. He said, he ain't lying, y'all. It's 50% off. Hey, Macy's,
that's great, man.
Macy's even commented and said, dang, the secret's out. I said, what y'all need to do is talk to him about an endorsement deal.
Oh,
exactly.
My God. Keon Coleman, that's brilliant, dude. Oh, that's brilliant. I'm glad you brought that up. That's outstanding. Reggie Bush got his Heisman back before we get to audio of the week. Well deserved. This was the announcement from the Heisman Trust was, quote, under enormous changes in the college football landscape. He got his Heisman Trophy back.
Amen.
I don't think they should have taken the damn thing in the first place, but there you go.
And he's still suing the NCAA. He's still keeping his suit. As well he should.
Yeah, that was kind of a crappy case, but good for Reggie. Let's play the audio of the week, and then we've got Big Shot, and we're going to play a quick game called Salary Cap. Audio of the week. Charles Barkley versus Galveston, Texas.
Oh, my God.
So
Tina Knowles?
This is the Tina Knowles story. So this was, I'm trying to remember who he was talking about. I think he was talking about the Pelicans.
He was talking about the Pelicans.
Pelicans, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Didn't even deserve Cancun. You ain't get Cancun. You don't even deserve to go to Cancun. Where's he going to go, Chuck? Take it away.
Disappointing New Orleans. Where they going, Chuck? Galveston. That dirty ass water. We're not even gonna sit into Cancun. We're gonna sit into Galveston where that dirty ass water be washing up on the shore. You people think they're in the beach. Y'all gonna send y'all to Cancun. Y'all drive y'all quit. Drive your ass down to Galveston. Come on, man.
So they're not taking a little.
Come on, they didn't even try, man. No, we're not getting them no plane ticket to the beach. We send their ass to Galveston, Texas, right where that dirty water washed up on the beach. They can't even get in the water.
Hey, he completely lost Shaq. Big fella was lost for the rest of that broadcast.
The best is, though, he knows exactly what's going to get Shaq.
Yeah, every time.
Gets him every fucking time.
Every single time.
So then here comes the Beehive, right? Tina Knowles is from Galveston, Texas. What are you talking about? So then Chuck has to kind of backtrack a little bit. Says, I don't need the Beehive coming for me. So he backtracks. He goes after his next favorite target.
I don't want the Beehive and Jay after Chuck. I apologize. I do not want the Beehive and Jay after me.
So how do you like Galveston now? It's beautiful.
We're not going there. Would you go on vacation?
You got a chance.
Hell no, I ain't going on vacation.
You got a chance to wipe the slate clean here.
I would go to Galveston. Let me tell you something. That water's so dirty, I'd rather go to San Antonio. I'd rather go to San Antonio with them big old women. No, I'm not going to Galveston. I want to go to the beach down in the river walk and watch them big old women walk around.
You know what? You know what sets him off. Okay, so you know what? Would you rather go, Chuck?
San Antonio. That's what they invented Victoria's Secret, Chuck. Why is it secret? Because them little women down there, they can't get in them cute little underwear. They wear bloomers down in San Antonio. Oh, my God.
Somehow,
Victoria's Secret down there.
Somehow we are going to transition from that to this.
You like no parts of Texas.
Hey, I got to give a shout out to Ernie Johnson.
Oh, trying.
Ernie has the most fun but difficult job in all of broadcasting. It's to contain the two guys at the end.
It's definitely difficult.
I'm sorry. That's just audio of the week for Chuck. But God, this show gets me every time.
Oh, my goodness, dog.
Wow.
To the point where Tina Knowles came out.
I know. Come on, man. All right. Big shot of the week this week. It's going to go to two gentlemen who own Look Shop Barbershop. This is Usaldo Lugo and his employee Rafael Santana. They were cutting hair when they saw a small pink reflection whiz by their shop window. It was a little girl running down the street by herself, headed toward a busy intersection. I don't know where the hell her parents were, but she's running down the street. So they both dropped mid haircut, and the two of them took off out the door and caught up to the girl right before she hit the crosswalk. Lugo said, as the shop and building owner, I have a responsibility to this corner of the street.
That's what's up.
Big shot.
That is a big shot.
He said, look, man, I know I ain't going to save them all, but I'm going to take care of my corner.
Right.
And they did, man. They dropped their clippers mid-haircut, ran after that little girl, saved her life.
Hey, man, a barbershop is not just a place where, you go get a haircut and you walk out feeling better about yourself from a physical standpoint, but it's also a place, it's a pillar of the community, and it's a place that is also a cornerstone of the community. And so it's more than just a place you go to get a haircut. It's a place you go to, to find a level of comfort as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, you watch Barbershop, huh?
I've seen it once, twice, or about 6 times.
Okay.
But also some of the truth about that movie comes from some real life too.
Yeah.
So not all of them, but some ones I've been
watching Barbershop, huh?
Somebody been watching Barbershop. When reached for comment?
Oh no, man! I woke up ready, man. I got a call right after I got dressed. They was coming to pick me up at 9:30 in the morning. I told them I'm gonna be ready.
He gonna be ready.
That man gonna be a superstar in the league. Watch.
I hope he is, dude.
He's gonna be a superstar.
I hope he is, man. He's a hell of a player.
Hey, and he's a hell of a player, man.
He really is. He really is. That Keon Coleman though might be my favorite shit ever.
Oh yeah, that's different.
That might be my favorite.
Oh,
shit
do you
ever.
know? Oh, Macy's.
No, Macy's.
I shop at my mama's shop. That was one of the best answers I've ever heard.
Yeah.
All right, this week's game. I'm gonna pull the game for you here because this it'll be quick. When I was looking at the money owed to the players from the Phoenix Suns this week, I literally could not wrap my brain around what these guys were owed this year and then going into next year.
Mm-hmm.
So this week's game is called Salary Cap. I'm going to throw it to one of you. You got to give me a number. The other person just guesses higher or lower, and we'll see how we do. I'm going to give you the highest paid player from an NBA team.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So, for instance, Rob, we'll start with you. The highest paid player from the Indiana Pacers is Pascal Siakam. How much did Siakam make this season?
$42 million.
All right, B-Dog. You think it's higher or lower than 42?
Oh, I'm going to say slightly lower.
Point to B-Dog, 37.9. Pretty damn close, though,
Yeah,
Rob.
close.
Pretty damn close. It's like
lower.
38, but damn, Siakam made 38 this year.
38 really ain't a whole lot nowadays when
Which
you get up to the
is
50s
nuts.
and 60s.
Which is nuts, isn't it? Because it used to be 30 was the number, man. You hit that 30, woo!
Yeah.
And now, now if you're not in the 50s, what are you even having the conversation for? B-Dog, the highest paid player on the Oklahoma City Thunder, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Mm-hmm.
How much he make this season?
35.
All right, Rob, you think he made more or less?
I think he's still close to that rookie deal.
He got an extension.
I know he got an extension, but he's close to it. I don't think he qualified. Oh no, I say more because I think he didn't he make the first team, so he got more money. So I'm saying a little bit more.
A little bit less, 33.
A little bit less,
33. But 35 was a good guess, though. That was pretty damn close. Rob, the second highest paid player on the Oklahoma City Thunder is Gordon Hayward. How much did Gordon Hayward make this season?
Wait, you talking about Gordon Hayward that used to play for the Celtics, Gordon Hayward?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
He's still playing?
He is the second highest paid player on the team.
Hell.
And how much was Shai Gilgeous?
33.4.
He's 32.
His agent is phenomenal, boy.
I'll tell you, man.
He got that deal before he went there when he was in Charlotte.
Oh, yeah.
that's true.
MJ gave him that
This is the
deal.
back end of that big deal.
Shout out to your agent, bro.
All right, so Rob says 32. Be higher or lower?
Oh, if I'm saying shout out to his agent, I think he's like 31. I
So
say
you go
lower.
Yeah, you're right. He's 31.
Yeah.
Still, damn.
How
is he still getting? I didn't even know he was playing in the league. He's the second highest paid player.
He got some minutes the other night.
Oh yeah.
For somebody that's making $31 million a year, and you say he got some minutes.
Got some minutes. He's Ben Simmons.
He got some minutes.
Speaking of which, the highest paid player on the Brooklyn Nets is Ben Simmons. Rob, how much money did Ben Simmons make this year?
$41 million.
B-Dog, higher or lower?
This bastard made higher than that.
No, he made 38.
Oh. That's how much I hate talking about this man.
He made 38 million. Ready? How many games did Ben Simmons play in this year?
As many as I did.
No, he played more than you.
He played 11, right?
He played 15 games. He started in 12. He appeared in 15 games. He made $38 million. All right, B-Dog. The highest paid player on the Orlando Magic is Jonathan Isaac. How much money did Jonathan Isaac make this season?
They're not. They're.
I know.
Yeah, Jonathan Isaac. I know he is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say.
Know who he.
You know who Jonathan Isaac is.
No, I don't.
You don't know John? Okay.
He's the one that got hurt about a year.
He was
ago.
hurt for like a year.
Is that
and a
the
half
one
or
that
something.
chased after LeBron?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
He makes 23.
All right, Rob, you think it's higher or lower?
I don't even know who this dude is.
The Magic have probably one of the lower payrolls
They
in all
have
of basketball.
a very low payroll.
I'm gonna say lower because I don't even know who this dude is, so he can't give me more
he
than
made
20
17.4.
Okay.
Markelle Fultz is number 2 on their payroll at 17.
That's because Paolo on his rookie deal, he ain't got paid.
Yeah, no, Paolo has not get paid.
Yeah, he ain't. So that'll change.
All right, B-Dog. Oh, no, as I said, B-Dog. Rob, highest paid player on the Sacramento Kings, excuse me, is De'Aaron Fox. How much money did De'Aaron Fox make this season?
He got that. I think I'm gonna say 38 million.
38. B-Dog, higher or lower?
Lower.
Yeah, he's 32.6.
Yeah, he ain't that high.
Ain't quite that high. Sabonis is number 2 on their roster, by the way, at 30.
Yeah, between those two, everybody else is like...
Everybody else drops way off.
Them the two.
We're going to see what Malik Monk gets this season.
Bro, Malik Monk is a hell of a player, bro.
You're going to get paid.
And think about how Charlotte screwed him over when he was there.
Hell, the Lakers should have kept him.
They couldn't afford him.
They couldn't afford him, I know.
B-Dog.
Yep.
Highest paid player on the Houston Rockets is Fred VanVleet. How much money did VanVleet make this season?
It need to be Jalen Green, but
he ain't even in the conversation yet.
I know. That's the sad part. I got them kids.
I wasn't even going there, but okay, yeah, he got all them kids. Yeah, okay.
See, the bad part is I know how much he made because I talk about him all the time.
What you talking about, VanVleet?
VanVleet, yeah, he knows. All right, B, what's your guess?
He just signed. He just signed an $80 million contract a year or so ago.
He got broke off.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 30?
Rob, higher or lower?
I wish it was 30. That motherfucker make $40 million.
Yep, he made $40.8 $40 million for Fred VanVleet.
Wait a minute. What was his, when he signed with Houston, what was his overall value of money?
It was like 120.
It was a 3 year.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay, my bad.
$1.18 or something like that. It was a weird.
Yeah, that's right.
But he got paid.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. I think Dylan Brooks came in at what?
80. 80. He got 80.
80 for
That's who got 80. That's what I was thinking.
Something like that. Rob, this one's tricky.
Yes, sir.
The highest paid player on the San Antonio Spurs is Keldon Johnson.
The Olympian, I think he was, right?
Yeah. How much money did Keldon Johnson make this season?
They ain't got no money on their payroll.
No, they do not.
I'm gonna say about $20 million.
All right, B-Dog.
I'm gonna say lower.
Rob was right on. $20 million even.
Seriously?
Keldon Johnson was 20 flat. Yeah. Here's where the Spurs are, by the way. Number 2 on their payroll is Wembanyama.
At what?
At $12 million on his rookie deal.
Yeah.
So
they got money. They're gonna have money to spend.
Money to spend.
Yeah.
All right, B-Dog, last one. Highest paid player on the Utah Jazz is our old friend John Collins.
That's that Hawks contract.
How much money did John Collins make this season?
John made...
And he is on that Hawks deal.
If I can remember, John was 20.
You should know this one.
Yeah, but I can't remember the exact... I think it was 26.
Okay, Rob, higher or lower?
Higher.
Oh, it's just under. It was 25.3.
Yeah, it was right there around there.
I thought he was getting $32 million or something like that.
To play for the Jazz, and there's nobody else on that roster that's even close.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and these numbers are just sideways. Sideways, dude.
Them 20s ain't nothing, boy.
No, not anymore.
Hey, you give me 20 million, I'm all right. I don't care what nobody else make.
You ain't gonna see me.
I ain't gonna complain about nothing.